What's up YouTube, it's Eric back again today, and I've got another video coming to you. This is going to actually be a 1-month laptop review. The Razer Blade Pro FHD laptop, the model from 2017. So I got this brand new off of eBay. This is the box. You can sort of, the camera focuses, you can sort of make out the Razer logo there. It's like a carbon fiber style box. Let me open it there for you. But I got this brand new for an amazing deal. Normally in Canada, this laptop is easily $2,000 plus. And there you have the laptop. Mine's pretty clean. I haven't scratched it or dinged it up or anything. It's a beautiful aluminum chassis with the light up Razer logo in the center. The newer Razer Blade models, the logo does not light up anymore. I think it's a really cool effect, and it's not childish and tacky looking at all. It's pretty heavy. It's listed at 7 pounds. It adds a bit of weight to your backpack or your laptop bag. So in here you got your battery charger, your power brick rather. You also got a little booklet full of like manuals on how to boot it up and how to use Windows and Razer's customer support number, and I'll get more into their customer support later. You also have a microfiber cloth with a Razer logo. The laptop itself has a pretty good mix of I/O ports. This is the right side. You got an HDMI port, you got a USB 3.0 port with the green sort of scheme going on. You got a Thunderbolt port. I'm pretty sure that's a Thunderbolt port. You got an SD card slot right there. And then I think this is a vent. It gets pretty warm there when I'm doing something intensive on this. Over here on the left side, you got your charging port. Got your Ethernet cable, which is actually kind of a surprise, actually a good surprise. And 2 more USB 3.0 ports and a headphone jack. And here it is with the lid open. It's kind of their original design where they have the keyboard trackpad side by side, but this one's different from the original Razer Blade laptop, and I'll insert a picture there. This one actually has a built-in scroll wheel instead of the macro keys, which you could program before. But I honestly think that the Switchblade interface was kind of tacky. It looked kind of cheap and it functioned kind of cheap. This is a glass trackpad that lights up and uses Windows precision drivers. Let me boot it on. Power button's in the middle, unlike the newer Razer models, which it's just a key on the side, and here's a good boot time for you. I counted before, it's about 6 or 7 seconds from boot. Pretty good for a laptop with a 256 gig and 2 terabyte hard drive. In terms of CPU power, it has an i7-7700HQ quad core, 4 hyper-thread cores, so a total of 8 cores. And it has a GTX 1060, the 6GB version, thank God. And the screen's a matte 1080p with great color accuracy, amazing color. They have 16 million colors in chroma, so you can pretty much do whatever you want. But you can't open the lid with one finger. I won't do benchmark, an in-depth benchmark right now, but it can run games like Grand Theft Auto 5, Minecraft, and Fortnite on high graphics at easily over 100 frames per second. The screen is also amazing. The reason it's so smooth is because it's 120 Hertz as opposed to the standard 60 Hertz screens, and that's really the selling point for this laptop because it's not 4K. A lot of people opt for the 4K one, which is literally $4 grand. The screen on this one is pretty darn good. It's probably the best 1080p screen that I've seen. I don't have my hands on a lot of gaming laptops, but it's the best one I've ever used, I'll just put it that way. I don't have very much on the solid state drive. I'm only using the solid state drive as of right now. Just a few games and some schoolwork and Photoshop and Sony Vegas and cool stuff like that. I forgot to mention that this also has 16 gigabytes of RAM, so lots of smooth operation there, and Google Chrome won't crash your computer with more than one tab open. Here's a video of the speakers working, and they are remarkably good laptop speakers. The logo on the back lights up, as you can see. It's 2019 and they've redesigned both of the other models, but I opted to go with the Pro, which is the last one which has not been redesigned. So here's some different lighting options. I actually have it on spectrum cycling right now. We'll just go to breathing instead and it'll be on green. That's the original Razer color they had on the keyboard. We also have fire, which is more of like a reddish and orange sort of flickering, reactive. Press any key and it'll light up as soon as you press it. Then we got Starlight, which random keys will just twinkle, kind of like stars. Next up we got Wave, which is a pretty neat one. I mean, it's kind of the classic Razer Chroma sort of thing going on there. You can also adjust it so that it goes left or right, so from trackpad over or from left, as I have it right now. Ripple, this one's pretty neat. Tap any key and all the keys around it will light up. Yeah. And then you can just have the keyboard off if you don't want lighting at all. And I don't understand why Razer makes the that gunmetal gray Razer Blade laptop, because I mean you can turn off the lighting on the logo, and you can also turn off the lighting on the keyboard. Here you got your 165 watt power adapter. This thing gets hot when you're gaming on high graphics. It'll get almost too hot to touch, and I called Razer about that. They say it's normal. I thought mine would come with a sort of like a square adapter, almost like a USB Thunderbolt Type-C adapter, like the Stealth, but no, this is a barrel adapter. As for battery life, you're probably looking somewhere between maybe 3 and 4 hours. Maybe have it just on like balanced performance. Now, one thing that everybody in the world says about Razer laptops is that they overheat. I installed SpeedFan, and it tells me that in a room temperature room, this thing idles at about room temperature. Now, when I say idle, I mean nothing open, like pretty much my screen as it is right now. Right around the power button right here, it will get actually hot to the touch. Another neat thing, when you press the function key, your keyboard actually goes off, except for your function keys. They light up in white. I've actually managed to get it up to about 75 degrees while gaming on the CPU. Obviously with the graphics card. Graphics card would probably get around 70 as well, I'm assuming. Nothing crazy, but it'll get hot because it's so thin. This also has the same specs as the Razer Blade 14. The advantage to this over the 14-inch one is that this actually has 3 fans inside of it, whereas the 14-inch one does not, and that obviously means less cooling. A lot of people say that the 14-inch one overheats, and they're not wrong. Even though this has the same components, it has 3 fans instead of just 2 inside of it. And that pretty much sums up my professional review of the 2017 Razer Blade Pro FHD for Full HD as opposed to the 4K model that costs 4K. It's still pretty thin. It's 0.8 inches thick. It's got the power of a laptop that could be like, 2 inches thick. And I think it cools itself moderately well. So in my opinion, this might still be the best 17-inch laptop that Razer has, but I still think for maybe $2,000 it could be a great productive machine compared to a lot of other laptops out there at the same price point. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. Thanks for watching. Probably my only laptop review, but I give the machine a 9 out of 10. That's going to be it for today. Like, comment, to subscribe. Tell me if you have this, and tell me anything that I didn't touch on in the review, something I may not know yet because I've only had it for a month. Thanks for watching, and see you later.